What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? Coming straight to you from a car somewhere. Because as we all know, cars are where good videos are made.
I was looking at the chat and not at the screen, like at what you were like pushing through on your green screen. I saw the car. Sorry, that's hysterical.
Well, tonight we have a Christian that's coming straight from his vehicle, and he is going to be telling us how God definitely has to exist because life cycle things, apparently. Apparently because there's life cycle for certain things, and that's taking the life cycle kind of term loosely. But just because things have life cycles, apparently, that proves that God exists. So we're going to be going over that, but we will also be going over comments as well as Today I Learned, which brings me to our first segment. Fuck. Today I Learned.
Oh, that was lovely. Should we tell him I'm taking a week off of the...
Oh, yeah, so a little bit of sad news. Casey is going to be taking off 1 week of Today I Learned for this week. She's got a lot of shit going down, so she didn't really have time last week to generate the videos. But that's okay, because you guys still have at least one video coming each day.
I know.
Straight at your faces, just like the video today, coming directly in your eyes.
Oh, no, just try not to get it in the eyes or in the hair. It's hard to wash out of the hair.
Have you seen the porns where, like, the girls get really pissed off when you come in their hair?
No, I don't really sit around and watch porn.
Okay, look, I've seen them on, like, You Laugh, You Lose things, and... Yeah.
Right.
Taking myself out of the doghouse tonight. Today I learned that while a 20-year-old Rod Serling was serving in World War II, he saw his best friend killed by a falling crate of food. Seeing the unpredictability and irony of life and death, he would later use that experience to create the Twilight Zone. I love knowing, like, how things come about. Like, for instance, did you know that the movie The Strangers is quote-unquote based on a true story? The true story being that the director once had his door knocked on and then nobody was there. We call that a certain thing down here in the South that I can't exactly say ever in public or even alone. And I'm sure Casey doesn't know what I'm talking about, but if you live in the
chat, what are you talking about?
When somebody knocks on your door and then they bolt away so that whenever you open the door, nobody's there. It's called something specific here in the South, but I can't say it. I only know the term because of being in the South.
Oh,
So,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No,
I mean,
well,
I think it's, I don't know. In the North, I know that's a thing, like people knocking and running, but like, I don't know. I mean, it's just like a prank thing.
Yeah, well, people in the chat are fucking getting it. They can smell what I'm putting down.
I don't get it, but it's okay.
Okay, anyways, it's racist as shit.
But we're in the South?
We're in the South. Racist as shit. Anyways, but I find that these types of things are quite interesting to know where things originated or what really made somebody think to create something. And so that's why I included that today. And I hope that you enjoyed it too. We have some interesting Today I Learned. Like, for instance, today I learned that bats and dolphins evolved echolocation in the same way down to the molecular level. An analysis revealed that 200 genes had independently changed in the same ways. This is an extreme example of convergent evolution. And I have to say that, that's really fucking interesting. I could see how, like, I could see how creationists would use this against evolutionists. And but it's quite interesting how, like, echolocation can evolve, and it can either evolve in one way or I guess maybe a completely different way. But the fact is that if it evolved one way once, then it can definitely happen again at some point. And obviously that's what happened with bats and dolphins. Of course, the fucking Ark Encounter wouldn't admit that they both, evolved along the same line. But you know what? Fuck the Ark Encounter.
And donkeys are horses.
And donkeys are horses, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I learned at the Ark Encounter. Donkeys are horses, and for some reason, the donkeys that they have there, the live ones, need more space to live than the donkeys did on the Ark, which I still don't understand why.
True story. They needed like a whole section of it because they love to take dirt baths and they need to walk around so they could shit in random places. Not exactly in the little shitholes that they tell us in their little exhibits. They just walk around and shit wherever the fuck. Somebody's got to come in behind them and clean it up. That's what one woman was doing. She scared the shit out of one fucking donkey, though. Literally. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, because she had that rake thingy.
Yeah, she did. The little squeegee.
I feel like, I wonder if they beat them with it. Like, why are they afraid of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's the same reason why, like, dogs are afraid of vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect somebody to have to beat a dog with a vacuum cleaner to scare him. Who's Your Atheist says, bats and dolphins are echo-kind. Lol. Thank you, Hoosier, for doing the super chats, which I will remind you guys, if you want to take part directly in the stream, you can do a super chat, and I will read and answer or respond to any of your questions that you have for me using the super chat feature. KC will be looking at comments as they go by, and if you want me to say anything, you got to do a super chat. But finally, in Today I Learned, a short history of zombies. Tales of zombies can be traced back to the Stone Age, where strange activities suggested an emerging fear of the dead that has persisted throughout history to our current time. Now, as you all know, The Walking Dead's gonna start back up again, and the timeline right now is a little fucky, I guess. I haven't seen the very end of
We're 6 years, I think.
Well, yeah, we're 6 years, but it's going to flash back a little bit and show us what happened in those 6 years.
Oh, yeah, we still haven't watched the last episode.
We have not watched the last episode, but what they found was that when they examined bones of these quote-unquote cavemen, right, that's what they're colloquially known as, but when they examined them, they found that they had head trauma that was done after they were dead. So it kind of seems like for some reason these guys felt the need to like destroy the brain or destroy the head or further kill, the other animals or whatnot in their little tribe or whatnot. They're not humans because that's Homo sapien, but the other members of their species, they felt like they had to kill them even more after they were dead. And so that's how they get this whole idea that they were scared after the other guys died.
It's probably one of those cases where they thought somebody was dead and they weren't, and then they came back to life, and so they bashed them with this rock instead of like they're alive now.
Well, one thing that like movies and shit gets wrong is that like when you die, you don't just die. Like, you don't die and then you're there motionless. Like, you can have, like, death twitches where it's like you're dead, but, like, your brain is, like, still firing electrical signals throughout your body, causing, like, twitches and whatnot. Also, when you die, you shit and piss yourself because your muscles relax and everything like that. If you're backed up, you're just gonna shit your entire pants area.
I mean, you'll be dead. What difference does it make?
No, but other people got to clean that shit up.
Again, you're dead. What does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so there are things that happen after you die that could possibly explain that. So, interesting things on Today I Learned. But now, guess what? We got a special. We have a special section that we're starting to do every single time. Oh. So it's not really all that special, but it is special in a certain way. Shitty ass science! We're gonna answer some shit not right today.
And I'm not gonna fuck it up this time.
BC's not gonna fuck it up this time.
I'm just gonna sit here with my ale 8.
Yep.
And
I have a new beer that's invisible.
Well, they can see the label if you turn the label.
Yeah,
like
so
the orange part.
it's called hipster repellent, and obviously it's awesome. I never think about this because I'm still new to having the green screen.
JK said, "Yeah, Invisibeer."
Invisibeer. I'm drinking out of nothing. It tastes pretty good too. It's nice. So, what we got tonight? Could we use this type of leaf to travel to Mars and other planets? Well, fucking of course. How the fuck do you think Starman got up there in that fucking Tesla? You think we shot his ass off on a rocket? Fuck no. He just set himself out on a leaf right there, and it just automatically guided him, and he's on his way to Mars. There's a giant fucking leaf going from Earth to Mars right now with Starman right in the driver's seat. He's in the driver's seat. He's not a passenger. But he's just driving out there, and soon we're all going to be able to make that particular trip. It's going to take us about 2 lifetimes in order to get there traveling at car speeds. But you know what? That don't matter. Oh, wait, you know what we could do? We could build a super straight one, right? And then what we could do is strap a rocket on the end of it, and we could just, on the end of the car that is, we could just, boop, shoot that motherfucker off going so fast you'll get there by next Tuesday. Whew. That sounds like a plan. Get on it, Elon. Shitty ass science.
Special, honey.
Yeah. So, this is an interesting use of perspective, which kind of plays on the whole idea of, flat earthers and shit, right? Because they always want to claim perspective, but this is an actual use of perspective to show you something that's not actually true. And
it's a lovely shot.
It is. It's a beautiful shot. But like in a flat earther's eye, you could make a solid argument using their logic that this means that there is a leaf where the end of it is so long it's reaching towards the sun. That's what their logic entails, even if they won't admit it. Go ahead and do this real quick.
Yep, good plan.
All right. Now on to the response video. Let's see. We got to get it back up here. Where are you at there, Titleist? There you are. All right. So now this guy right here has foolproof evidence that God exists. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to disprove his bullshit whatsoever. So I hope that you heathens are strapped in. You got your butt holders a holding, okay? Because this is in no way dumb as shit, and he is definitely not a fucking idiot.
Ding. He definitely is that. I totally disagree with you.
I'm going to drink my Invisibeer.
Yeah, people in the chat were saying, that must be the lightest beer ever.
All right, Titleist, let's see what you got for us.
Okay, so there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in God, that say there's no evidence that God does exist. Obviously, they've never seen God. Really.
Well, I don't think anybody's ever seen God. I mean, if somebody says that they've seen God, I might call bullshit on that. Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, everybody that says, oh, I've seen God, if they're talking about literally seeing God, they end up in a padded cell. If they're like, no, I'm metaphorically seeing God, don't worry, don't put me in the straitjacket. No, let me back in. Anyways, Terrence Clark, $2, butt holder strap. Let's do this. Now, the butt holders are protect your asshole from God, okay? As we learned today earlier on the channel, he will come deep inside you, okay? Unless you have them butt holders on.
Well, you also have to have that butt plug.
And the butt plug, that's right. Well, no, that's for the demons.
Oh, yeah, that's
demons.
Does it have to be the baby Jesus butt plug?
Well,
to prevent demons?
To prevent demons, yes. But we're talking about God coming in your ass.
Oh. I don't know what to do about that.
Nobody has, but if you look.
Okay, so he did admit that nobody has. Okay, good. Sorry, I stopped you too quick. That's my bad. That's my fault.
Look around you, there is logical evidence that God does exist.
Woo! Oh, we got a new member, Jonathan Henachek. Thank you, Jonathan Hanishak, for becoming a new member. Everybody give them the members welcome of all the special emojis that they can use. Thank you.
Okay? So bear with me for a minute.
I'm bearing, buddy.
Think about anything on Earth, right? Everything that you see has a life cycle. So you, for example, at one point in time, you were created. You're currently living, and someday you will die. That's your life cycle.
Okay, so he says that this is how God is proved by to us. Like that particular thing is what proves God. But what he's neglecting to tell you is that there are natural processes that can explain how, we form in the womb and then we're birthed and everything like that, and then we die. Like, there's natural process for all that shit. If you can explain something with a natural process, then that means that you don't need a supernatural God explanation in order to explain it. So what he's doing here is special pleading for God, saying that he needs to be there in order to create everything and for everything to be created. So you could call this like moving the goalposts, because then you're pushing God out, further into the unknown or whatnot, which is what we'll kind of get to here in a minute. We got JC with a super chat. That's why atheists invented thongs, to protect the second coming. Woo! They got to be red thongs, though, because as we all know, God hates the color red. That's why Satan is red. That's a true fact.
Right.
Created or you're birthed, you live, and then you die, right? So take another example. Take a tree. At one point in time, the tree was created. The tree is currently living or being, and eventually the tree will die.
Okay, for one thing, we are not created. We grow inside of a womb because an egg and a sperm, they fucking melted together and they did shit, and then a clump of cells formed, and then over a long period of time the cells kept on multiplying and they eventually formed into a structure that is you, and then you're born into the world. That's what happened. New member, welcome Eli Stancliffe. Thank you for becoming a part of the Skeptic Mafia. We appreciate it. So, yeah, we weren't created. Trees weren't created. There's a natural process to explain why trees create seeds, and then those seeds can grow into a tree. Like, there's natural processes for all that. So we don't need any kind of supernatural explanation to actually say that God was needed in order to make all that shit happen. Gary P., if God doesn't exist, then who created the stork that flew me to my parents? Checkmate, atheist. God damn it, the fucking storks! Why the fuck? Give me my shotgun, honey. I'm gonna kill all those fucking storks up there, disproving me and my reality.
Honey, we don't have a shotgun.
What?
What?
We play video games. We're supposed to be violent as fuck, honey.
We don't have any guns. No guns. We have a few boxes of bullets. Then we're just gonna throw at people.
The zombie apocalypse happens. It's like, well, we got these bullets. I don't know what to do.
No, if the zombie apocalypse happens, I got us handled. We got knives.
Oh, we got knives. And then I'm gonna have bullets. I'm just gonna be like, back, demons! Back! I'm gonna get one of them in the eye, and it's not gonna do anything.
Oh no, we have very impressive knives.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pretty simple. Now let's take something that's not living. We'll take a road, for example. At one point in time, the road was created, right? The road is currently being, or it's living, whichever you'd like to call it.
I'm sorry. Did you just say that the road is living? What are you even fucking talking about? The road is not a living creature. What can you... The road is built. A road isn't just created. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Tell me if I'm wrong, honey. Tell me if I'm wrong, audience in the chat. But when I think of something just being created, I feel like, poof, fucking magic.
I mean, I don't know. Like, you would call like a work of art a creation, I think.
Well, yeah, but
Like you
yeah, okay, I can understand that.
So I mean, I don't think created would be the best word to use for like a building project, like a road. But I mean, it's not totally inaccurate. It's just not the best word. The road was built.
Right.
The road was constructed. Something like that created, I don't know, that just seems a little frilly for it.
Yeah, I think it makes it a little bit nuanced, like with the created part. But anyways, so the road wasn't necessarily created, but it was built. And it was built by a person using different technologies in order to build the road. These are, what?
Gary P. said, of course roads are alive. Why else do they make that noise when I drive over the bumpy strip?
Those are humans, Gary. Stop that
and
shit.
potholes are just trying to swallow you because they hungry.
They hungry. They eat tires. Nom 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 nom. But yeah, so those are natural things, so we don't need any kind of supernatural idea. Well, what he's doing here is the whole watchmaker argument, or argument from design, or something like that. So like there are complex things that are built or created, and so therefore there needs to be a god that built and or created everything. And so this fails on a lot of different levels. Somebody has already mentioned in the live chat there that it fails with the false analogy. This is a bad analogy, but also the human and the tree are bad analogies. This is just kind of an extreme version. This
Extreme virginism.
Yeah, I was watching the incel stream earlier, so just. Anyways, so it's just an extreme version of like the false analogy or false equivalence, whatever, that you want to put out there. And basically what these people do is they take like the universe and they try to compare it to things that are done here, like locally, be it, you know, some kind of human creation, like a watch or a car or a Lamborghini or something like that. And they compare it to natural things like plants and animals and all this other shit. And so it fails heavily because you can't compare unnaturally created things that are made by humans to naturally created things that we have natural processes for. They also work on different scales as well. So he just, I don't know if he knows that he's doing a bad job of this, but I mean, I have to say that the whole, oh, the roads are living thing was just fucking hilarious and new to me.
And eventually the road will die.
The road will die, honey. You know how roads die?
Yeah, I don't understand this. Oh, sorry. How do roads die?
Well, you know that one particular service road we go on sometimes, and it's like all bumpy and everything like that?
Sure.
It's right next to the Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
That's a dead fucking road because guess what?
Oh.
18-wheelers have smashed that thing's spine into non-existence.
Oh, yeah, I don't like to drive on that. I think we've only been on that like twice.
Team Skeptic said road lives matter.
That road does suck, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that trying to characterize an inanimate thing as like a living thing doesn't really help your argument here, Titleist Bud.
Okay, or cease to be. Either or. So that being said, if you look around you, every single thing on Earth has a life cycle. Okay? Whether it's obvious, like it's a bug or something, or whether it's the Earth itself, everything has a life cycle. So eventually, at one point in time, everything was created or birthed. It's currently living or lived, and then
Hey, you know what? Maybe don't fucking film in your goddamn car so you don't have to constantly look out for people that you're not gonna hit, or people that you might hit. Don't make this shit in your car to where you have to, like, constantly be looking out.
Does he think his car is alive? He said everything either has lived or is living. Not everything is living. Like, that fucking bookshelf is not alive.
No. But he's talking the more abstract and ambiguous life cycle. Like, for instance, like the PS4 has a life cycle where it was, you know, designed and built and everything. It's marketing, and now it's kind of in sustainment. And then eventually they'll quit making it and they'll taper off like support for it until they finally end support. And that's the entire life. You know, it's like a life cycle of a program. He's being more ambiguous and abstract about it.
Because
that
he doesn't really understand it.
Well, no, he doesn't understand it, and you can't compare that kind of life cycle to like the life cycle of a human or a tree or anything like that.
It's going to die or it has died. Very simple, right? So that being said, if you look at things on a much larger scale, such as the universe, the universe is currently living, which means eventually the universe will die.
The universe is not a living creature. Like, I get that there are some people that want to get all spiritual about it and say that it is and whatever, but I mean, that's taking the whole living kind of definition into a realm where it just doesn't make any sense anymore. It's like when you define something so abstract that it can literally mean anything, like you're doing with the life cycle fucking thing.
Or cease to be. Those two statements being said means that the universe at some point had to be created or it had to be birthed.
Okay. Using your shitty fucking logic, then that would just be the Big Bang. But even then, we have hypothetical theories, or, well, you know, not scientific theories, but we have hypotheses. Where, you know, we have hypothesized what happened to make the Big Bang happen. But it's regardless of what made the Big Bang happen, it's still a fact that the Big Bang happened. And so if you want, this is where the moving the goalpost comes in, because he's trying to move God into the gaps of our knowledge, God of the gaps argument. And he's trying to move God to before the Big Bang happened, because everything after the Big Bang has a natural process, and I'm guessing that he knows this. But he's trying to say, well, God is the one that started it, and then after that, he's responsible for everything that happened. We got the faithless trucker in the house. Roads are alive. God damn, I've killed a lot of roads. Damn, trucker, ease off of the trucking. I don't know. That's probably your job. Don't ease off on that shit. But yeah, he wants to attribute God to everything that's happened or has happened or is created in his eyes. They're not really created. They form, you know, with these natural processes that we already know about.
Right? Because everything around us has a life cycle. Now, jump back to you for an example in your life cycle. Something had to create you or give birth to you.
I was not created. I grew from the meeting of an egg and a sperm when my mom fucked my dad. Okay? And however regretful of a decision that was for them, that still doesn't mean that they, like, created me.
I'm happy about it.
I know you are, baby. I'm happy about it, too. I love being alive. That sounds like such a fucking Stepford wife kind of thing to say. Peachy in the comments there says, create is not the same damn thing as birth. Fucking hell. Yeah, this guy's definitely a fucking idiot, isn't he?
Yeah, ding. Did you do that super chat?
The $10 one?
The faithless trucker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I was dealing with a non-psych
I know.
issue.
Thank you for jumping in, honey.
For being useless. Did you check your camera? Check your camera.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. See, I'm all kinds of helpful.
Yeah, I'm sure Team Skeptic is very appreciative of me liberally using the idiot thing tonight.
And his face.
And his face.
Which is your mother. Something had to create a tree, right? Which was a seed.
No, a seed doesn't create a tree. Do you understand why I have a problem with you saying it creates it? You're abstract. Like, this should just be like abstracting everything out into nothing. That's what this video should be called, because that's what he's doing. He's abstracting the word created to mean formed, birthed, or came into being or whatever. Like, he's abstracting it out to where it doesn't mean anything, just like he's doing with the word life cycle, just like he's doing with just about everything in this video.
From its mother tree, and something had to create a road, which was workers. So something created all of these things. Something started the life cycle of another being or another thing. Now, if you jump back to the universe, something had to create the universe to give it life, or to create the universe so that it could live.
Well, no, we don't have to have anything to create the universe. We know that the Big Bang happened, and it happened naturally. We don't know what kicked off the Big Bang, but that doesn't mean that God had to be the one in order to kick it off. We have multiple hypotheses out there that suggest what might have happened before the Big Bang, but what we do know is that anything that happened before the Big Bang is of no consequence after the Big Bang. So, I don't care whether or not you push God into the nether regions of our knowledge, but keep it the fucketh out of reality, because God does not belong in reality. God has no effect on reality. God doesn't do anything that we can actually detect in reality. He is supposedly above reality or outside of reality. That's why he's supernatural. If you have a natural process or a natural explanation for something, then you do not need a supernatural explanation. Quentin says, Godless Engineer, clearly it is God. I'm sure, Quentin. Demonic Davros says, not a mullet! I don't know what that means. Sorry, Demonic, I don't know what you mean by that.
Right? So whether it's a higher being, or whether it's God, whichever one you want to call it, something had to create the universe. Because something can't be created out of nothing. It's never been done.
You can't say that. You can't say that something has never been created out of nothing. Oh, Dale Griffiths, thank you for becoming a member of the Skeptic Mafia. Then we got Gary P with a super chat. The universe must have a creator because everything requires a creator. Therefore, it must have been made by a God who has no creator. That's exactly it. He's using the whole first cause or the uncaused cause, the unmoved mover, however you want to pronounce it. This has been an argument for God's existence for a while, that, God is uncreated. Therefore, he could create everything. He could be the starting point.
When you say the unmoved mover, it just sounds like some kind of constipation problem.
Well, I mean, that's what it was. Jane Pusecker said maybe spaceships and aliens created the Big Bang. And, that's very plausible, too, I guess. That aliens could have banged everything. I mean, we could be living in a simulation. That's, something that could be true, although there would be no way for us to prove that. But, for instance, there's the whole idea of, like, a steady state before the Big Bang happened, and something nudged it out of that steady state and caused a big explosion. Then another hypothesis is that matter and antimatter were flying around in chaos and slammed in, and then what exists now of the universe is the result of all of those, of the matter and antimatter slamming together, canceling each other out, creating a big explosion, the Big Bang, and everything like that. Like, that's one hypothesis.
Not an explosion.
Well, it's not an explosion. It's a rapid expansion. Sorry. I get caught up with the Big Bang thing, and yeah, anyways.
I know. Well, because a lot of them describe it that way, as a big explosion.
Yeah.
And it'll never be done. So something had to create the universe. Something had to give birth to the universe. Whether that's God or a higher being, either one, it's all around us. It's irrefutable evidence that something has to exist, whether it's a higher being, whether it's God.
What's the difference between a higher being and God? Like, I thought God was a higher being. I guess he means, like, higher being as in, like, I guess aliens, maybe? I mean, I say that aliens are just as likely. I still feel that, like, a natural explanation is going to be way more plausible than, like, alien kind of idea, but I would think that aliens would be way more probable than, like, God existing. Avatar Delta says higher being hits bong. Yeah, okay. So yeah, basically what this guy says is that everything has a beginning, therefore there has to be an uncreated creator at the beginning to create everything, and that's how he creates everything, or that's how there definitely has to be a God. But you see, I'm just gonna make a wild ass assertion that he's probably Christian, being that he's obviously driving somewhere in the United States. He's mid-20s white guy, probably. Most likely you're going to be Christian. So you're not technically advocating for just some kind of ambiguous God up there. What you're technically advocating for is the Christian God. There's no way that you can actually prove a Christian God with this whole unmoved mover idea. I mean, could you prove that there's some kind of amorphous deity up there with that? I don't really feel like you can, but I know a lot of people hang on to that amorphous idea of a God, and I guess that's fine as long as you don't, like, start killing homosexuals for it or something like that, or judging other people for not believing in that particular thing. But I don't think that you can actually prove that. It's a lot like solipsism. Right? Solipsism is where you can't distinguish between actual reality and you just being a brain in a vat or being in a simulation or something like that. There's no way that we could there's no way we would be able to prove one way or another if we were in a simulation or not. And so it doesn't really help us in any kind of way. You won't be able to prove it one way or another, so it's really just one of those weird fucking tools in your tool chest that you don't know how it got there. You don't know what it's used for. You just know that at one point in time, you thought you needed it. Kind of thing. Anyways, so that's it for the video tonight. Let me go back to my camera here. Thank you for visiting my vehicle. I know that you probably enjoyed it as much as I did. Please, wipe your feet before you get back in here. I don't want all this sort of dirt shit in my car, okay? Be respectful of other people's property. But, do not make videos and drive, even if you are a Christian, if you're a flat earther, whatever, do not make videos and drive. This is very dangerous. You could hurt other people. You could hurt yourself. So don't do it. Stop fucking doing it. But this guy was wrong completely. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
Oh, ding.
Fuck, okay. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
I know, honey. It's fine. But right now, we're going to be going on to the comments where I'm going to read the Skeptic Mafia comments. If you're not part of the Skeptic Mafia, go to joinskepticmafia.com where you can become a mafioso. And I'm going to be reading those as well as other comments and stuff, taking some questions. If you're leaving right now, I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to visit if there happen to be links on the screen here, which maybe YouTube will fix their shit soon. Hit one of those links, subscribe, all that kind of good shit, and we'll see you heathens later. Don't forget to stand up, use your voice, all that kind of good shit.
But stick around.
Oh, but stick around. Yes, we're doing the comments. I had to let it go right there in case YouTube ever fixes their shit. Because right now we're doing Skeptic Mafia comments. I know everybody.
Now we have a new song. Rapid X is here.
Huh?
Rapid X is here.
I know, I saw. Rapid X did an awesome song for Fight the Flat Earth, as well as a lot of other people in the anti-Flat Earth community. It's right here on this channel. It's on Rapid X's channel. It's on Fight the Flat Earth's channel. It's on a lot of different channels out there. I'm sure you can find it.
I will link it right now.
Yeah, Casey's going to link it right now. But first, we've got Gary White from the Skeptic Mafia. He was first. He was the first one to comment. Thank you, Gary, for being on it. So Gary says he couldn't prove himself out of a wet paper bag. I mean, yeah, I think that he would be stuck on this whole unmoved mover. Like, maybe he would be standing there in the wet bag expecting somebody to just shove his ass out of the bag. I don't know. Anyways, Urban Imposter, he needs to stop driving and making a video at the same time. Jeebus what is with what is with these people and their blatant disregard for others' safety? I don't know. It bothers me too, and I'm glad it bothers all of you guys as well. Glory right! Fuck, I'm floating in the air. The Illuminati's taking off. What? There we go. Clearly, he is a super genius. I mean, obviously, this has to be filmed while he's driving, putting everyone at risk. If you read the above, make sure it's super sarcastic. Yeah, we got it there, Glory. We appreciate it. Teresa Ferris.
Oh, hold on. Josiah had a super chat.
Oh shit, Josiah did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Josiah Hansen, you might crash and kill the road. Oh my god. Yeah, he might do that. One of those wrecks where he like flips. I could just see the road being like, God, oh fuck, god damn it, motherfucker. Just, Teresa Ferris, that hat should read Entitlist. And for Pete's sake, could he stop fondling the headphones that came with his iPhone? You know, sir, I see that you're quite poor because you still have wires on your headsets. It's kind of a meme now.
Oh.
People, yeah, anyways.
I don't like the little non-wired ones.
Yeah, I know. They're a little hard. But, I mean, people have been making fun of other people that have the wired ones, saying, oh, you must be homeless or poor because you have wired headsets.
Oh. I'm neither of those things.
I know. Oh, wait. Sean Hawkins, I want a hat like that says Titty Lust. Oh, Josiah Hansen bro-fisted. Bro. Hold on. I keep selecting this weird thing that popped up there for a minute. All right, next on the Skeptic Mafia comments. JC, borderlining on the length here, but you made it. I always imagine that God, like Morgan Freeman, is going to be working at McDonald's. God, at McDonald's. God, what can I get you, sir? Me, McDouble extra onions on a side of spaceship sauce. God, that'll be $3.64 and a one-way ticket to hell served with a side of pineapple up your ass. Me, okay, do you take I need proof you exist card by Master or Visa? God looks down at feet. No. Me, clicks tongue and shakes head. God, I can make a flood that kills the earth. Me, you're not God. I should have known. Those glasses and the look on your face that says I was in prison. Kent Hovind, is that you? Kent, yeah, it's me. Can you ask GE to make me relevant again? The end. Thanks for the great singing in the PSA vid. You're welcome, JC.
Here's that video again.
Thank you, honey. So, Quentin, first off, what is it with fucking people driving and recordings? Just, that shit just stop. Now let's move on to the actual comment. Nobody that I know of is out there saying that the universe came from nothing except for creationists. This seems like a straw man of the Big Bang argument. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, GE. No, I mean, I would say that it is, and I actually meant to bring that up during the video, is that the only people that think something was literally created out of nothing are Christians, or are religious people in general. We got Flint Reed in the house. Hi, Godless Engineering KC. Love your show. Sorry this is not much, but wanted to contribute a little something.
Thanks, Flint.
Yeah, thank you, Flint. I really appreciate that. Everything helps, especially like watching our videos and everything like that. Sharing it out really helps too. So if you got a friend that doesn't know about me, tell them, like a vegan. You know he watches GE. You know how you know? He doesn't fucking shut up about it. Anyways, Josiah Hansen. Well, I'm convinced. Gets on knees. Suck, suck, gag, gag. Ah, Faber. Who art in heaven? Aloud, gags. Be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Just give me a warning. A little bit of God dick sucking right there. Pine snake. An argument of complexity. Watchmaker argument. Really? This is the 21st century and people are still peddling this BS. If they are going to make this argument, they need to work out who created their God and explain where this God got its materials from to create the universe. To be consistent in their argument, we don't know if nothing can come from nothing. And I even struggled to conceptualize what nothing could even be. And that's a good point, because nothing being the absence of just anything at all is a little hard, because like even when we think of like a nothing, like a space of nothing that still has an electrical energy in it, it still has some energy in it in general. So it's a little hard to actually get nothing. So nothing is this sort of hypothetical thing that kind of exists in the minds of these religious fucking people, and they use that nothing in order to say that it's a scientific nothing, which is not actually a scientific nothing. But then they use that to disprove science. So that is essentially, like I believe Quentin said, a straw man of things.
Hey, Flint said that he sent some details on modern mummification by scientists in the comments on that video from the Boston.
Oh, okay, cool. I will have to check that out. NZ Pure, this isn't even an argument. It's a because I said so. But using his argument, what created God? Well, you see, that's just it. They always push God into the realm of not being created, saying that he's special, which is literally special pleading. Drew's book reviews. As he says, everything has a life cycle, like my faith, for example. When I was born and a small child, my faith was created by my environment and circumstances of my reality. Note, this is not created by God, but by the culture and family I was born in. When I was a youth or young adult, my faith lived and was real and drove me to suicidal depression and self-hatred. When I was an adult with my own family, my faith died when I saw the harm it was about to cause my family after suffering such harm myself. Whether God exists or not is irrelevant to the reality of the harm religion does. And I agree there, Drew, that it definitely does cause a lot of harm. Because like just recently there was a 7-year-old kid who was beaten and buried alive in the snow and left to die because he didn't memorize Bible verses. And this was court-appointed guardians did this to him. So the court literally gave this kid into the hands of the people that would kill him. And it's really sad that there are tons of stories just like that out there. Reese C says, but what about the second law of thermodynamics, plebe? Thank you, Reese.
My response was, fuck thermodynamics.
Fuck it. Well, you see, they don't actually understand thermodynamics, and anytime you ask them to explain thermodynamics and how it disproves anything, they won't be able to actually tell you. Like, they'll give you some kind of random fucking definition of what that is. Demonic Davros says, there is not a single piece of physical evidence to prove the Christian God or any gods exist. The book of Christianity is complete drivel that has been poorly translated and misunderstood. I agree that it has been poorly translated and misunderstood, and we have a lot of evidence to show that it actually is changed through, or that it has been changed throughout time quite regularly, quite extensively is what I meant. Okay, I'm sorry, Chrismer. I couldn't open up your entire thing, and it makes sense. It was another little ASCII art thing. Those in the Skeptic Mafia can go and see his beautiful art. If I can get a good picture of it, I'll post it on Twitter. Chrismer, is he trying to prove Christianity or Zionism? I mean, He certainly didn't prove either one, but he was trying. I simply cannot put my frustration over this into words, so here goes nothing, I guess. And basically, it was a facepalm through the head and all the way out the back.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, but
I'll
it
have
was
to go
cool.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It's always cool.
Yeah, Christopher, you always have really cool art. It just, like, I can never get, like, a good screen cap of it to where it'll appear, like, because I tried to get a screen cap of it, but it was either too long or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out a better way of getting your screen cap things. Screen capping your particular comments. But anyways, Trickster, logical evidence? Can we use that in a court of law? Things were created, therefore creation is true. Nice play on words there. A road is not alive, but has a life cycle, presupposition, God of the gaps, etc. Same old arguments and no new evidence. Thanks for being so entertaining, GE. Love the post. Hi, KC.
Hi.
P.S. Sorry for the bad grammar, but English was not my best subject. Neither was mine. I mean, as you can tell. Mistake Not says, now that you're back, KC, does that mean I don't get my GE cuddle tonight?
What?
I've never cuddled whoever that is. I'm just saying.
And now that I'm back, he's been with me.
Yeah, I've always been. Well, I guess you weren't here for like a couple of the one stream.
Like,
Remember, you
we're
wanted
here.
to kind of stay out.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that was the day my grandma died.
I know.
I just, yeah.
Torge Bjorn Lindeberg. Sorry if I fucked that up, buddy. Never heard of the road version before, but it's the same basic false analogy as always. I agree. There wasn't anything new, just like what Trickster said. There wasn't anything really inherently new to it, but it was an interesting take on it. Team Skeptic, Godless Engineer, it's hard to cuddle with such a massive penis in the way.
It's not true. I mean, the cuddling part. The other part's true.
Let's see. Sean J. Nobody has seen God, but everything after that is just special pleading. Also, this fuckwit needs to be demonetized for driving and recording a video at the same time. He might get emulated by young Sky Wizard zombie snowflake wannabes. I agree, Sean. That bothered me too. And yes, everything pretty much was special pleading. Oh, Glory, right again. Dude is a Poe. He's liking all the negative comments. I saw him liking and favoriting all the negative comments, but then again, I've seen people love to get the negative responses, like they feed off of it. So
I mean, you heart negative comments.
I do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's a Poe or not. I hope not, because I really don't like dealing with people that are that ambiguous as far as being Poes. Marie Helena Moreau says, I'm finally catching this live. This deserves a super chat. Also, it's okay if you have if you massacre my name. Also, hi KC.
Hi Marie. Bonjour.
How do you pronounce her second part of her name?
Probably Helen.
Helen.
Probably.
Helen. And then we got Godless Iowan that tagged me. I manage cuddling with my massive penis. I'm sure GE can tuck it as well. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never need to tuck, but anyways, BM Furball Pancake Hero says, 1, he has literally 0 subscribers. Yeah, I know. I wanted to get, I want to find videos that nobody else has seen, because, the more popular videos, obviously, other people have seen and have responded to, so I like finding videos that, literally nobody knows about. 2, he's so desperate for subscribers that he hearted every comment, even the ones calling him an idiot. Yeah. 3, please explain to me how this life cycle works for a hydrogen atom. That would be a good, yeah, because, I mean, hydrogen atoms, I mean, they don't, I mean, I don't really think that they decay. There's nothing to decay with a hydrogen atom, so, let's see, Rapid X. I need to sleep, guys. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Peace out. See you, Rapid X.
Bye.
I'll see you later.
I've been singing your song for days.
Yeah, she's got it stuck in her head. I had it stuck in my head for a while too. I think that was it. Yep, that's it for the Skeptic Mafia comments. So we're going to be going on to regular comments, but like I said before, if you want to join the Skeptic Mafia, please go ahead and do so. I love interacting with you guys on those particular posts and dedicating some time to you. I still have to do a live stream for last month. I haven't figured out how to do that. Not how to do that, but when. Well done, mate! You made a dumbass look stupid, and yourself look ignorant, cherry-picking this guy's video because he is clearly not an intellectual and then presenting him as one. You're a pussy. And I mean, the only thing I have to say to that is, you're...
That's what I would say, too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Also, there's no punctuation on the end. What is wrong with people? Like, the dumbest people make these comments.
I know. But yeah, I don't know exactly what video he's talking about here, but I can guarantee you that I'm not trying to make anybody look ignorant. They do that pretty well themselves.
No, he said he's clearly not an intellectual and you're presenting him as one.
Oh.
I have never seen one of these response videos where you have ever presented any of these fucking idiots as intellectuals. like ever.
Well, I don't know. This could be from the one video where I sarcastically called Delano TV an intellectual flat earther. But I kind of felt like intellectual flat earther is an oxymoron, and people would kind of understand that I was joking about it, but maybe I didn't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people may catch on jokes.
They might not catch on to the joke. Zero Deaths says all of this is a hoax, and who thinks otherwise? Fucked up ellipses. Well, another fucked up ellipses. I'm sorry, but one day you will realize the truth. There's still hope for you people. For you people?
Who is you people?
Motherfucker. Yeah, so it's not all a hoax. Obviously, the Tesla did get shot into a orbit. I believe around the sun or whatnot. It's got its own orbit and whatever the fuck. So I hate it that they never tell me exactly why they think it's a hoax, other than the fact that they have an unfalsifiable narrative. So everything is just a hoax unless it conforms to their particular idea. 50 Shades of Hip Hop. You gonna burn in hell, and you know it. If you really sure there is no God and the earth is round, another fucked up ellipses, there is no need to waste your time. Okay, listen. You motherfuckers all the time get the wrong your. Especially this time, but you went the extra mile and put the E on the end when you don't need to. The one time you don't need to put an extra letter, you put the extra fucking letter. This thing is littered with you spelled with one letter, but yet he goes the extra mile and purposefully spells your wrong.
You'd think they just do UR. Like letter U, letter R.
Yeah, you would think. Deep inside, you must know that you stupid. Thank you for your interest in Godless Engineer, but this channel is obviously way too smart for you. Like, I'm not a smart motherfucker, but it's way too smart for this fucking shit. Like, I mean, you got so many spelling mistakes here. Like, no, I'm not gonna burn in hell, and no, I don't know that. I've actually shed that particular belief, so I'm not scared of hell. And I get that you have to think that everybody knows it. They just deny God, but that doesn't make it true.
Alias Fake Name wants to know why their comment wasn't on. Was it too long?
Oh yeah, sorry, Alias. It was way too long. Sorry, I meant to mention that during the thing, but I did say to try to keep them brief, and it was, I mean, it was considerably long. So, I mean, please try to keep it short so that I can include it next time, because there are a lot of comments, and so I want to get to everybody, and it would really help me out if you could keep it short. So, I'm really sorry about that. I get that you may be upset or whatnot, and I will definitely reply to your comment after this stream, but I just wasn't able to work it in and still be able to do everything that I need to do. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Earth is flat because I said some dumbasses be leak. The Earth is round, but if it was round and spinning really fast, why doesn't your nuts fly back at you? Why is this motherfucker coming into the wind? Like, why are you jacking off and spurting into high wind that would be hitting you right back in the face? Or I guess, why doesn't your nut fly back at you? Again, why are you nutting into the wind?
And why would it hit you in the face?
Yeah, it wouldn't hit you in the face.
I mean,
but he's got it angled up kind of thing. Anyways, but also the atmosphere is moving along with the Earth, like the as the Earth spins, the atmosphere is spinning with the Earth. That's why it doesn't fly back and hit you. But why are you coming like just out in the open?
It just seems like showing off.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's Mr. Hi-Ho.
Mr. Hi-Ho. Hi-Ho, hi-ho. Coming into the wind we go. All right, so this one's a little long for me to read as a comment, but it's you know right there on that line. But that was a perfect explanation of how an atmosphere is supposed to work next to the vacuum of space. The problem is that's an explanation given by scientists, but that's not a scientific explanation. In fact, it completely contradicts what we know as fact about pressure and pressurized systems, as there is no instance or example on Earth of how a pressurized system can maintain that pressure or exist next to a non-pressurized system without a physical barrier. You can't replicate it, then it's not scientific. All right, Curtis, I appreciate your dumbass comment here. But what I will say is that the Earth has gravity, which causes the atmosphere to stay on the Earth, and because we're not like completely surrounded by other matter or whatever fuck else like that, like there's space around us, the Earth traps the atmosphere because of gravity, and then there's just nothing else out there. Okay, like as far as atmosphere goes. So it doesn't need like a physical barrier in order to keep that pressurized system. In fact, the basic fact that there's a gradient of pressure as you go up into the atmosphere is a testament to the fact that you don't need a barrier. Aaron de Villeneuve. 6.5 million species is hardly a lot. Think about it. There's almost 8 billion people on the planet now, so 6.5 million species is really not a lot. Lol. I'm not exactly sure what the context of this. This is kind of like out of context quote of the day right here. But in relation to 8 billion, 6.5 million is not all that much. But I mean, if you think about that many like species, then that's a lot of species. I mean, I get that, you know, it's not the entirety of all the species, but I don't know why you're comparing like species to like how many people there are. I don't get that particular connection. If you're talking about the Ark or what could have fit on the Ark, then yeah, 6.5 million species is a fucking lot. If you're talking about the amount of species that has went extinct on the Earth, yeah, that's a fucking lot.
Drew's Book Reviews did a super chat, but it went through on his end, but didn't come through on our end, so he had a comment.
Oh, okay.
I just told him to do it regularly.
Right.
He tagged me.
Okay. So yeah, when he does it, then
He did it.
Oh, he did? Okay, I said my wife is a goddess. She created 3 lives. Oh my fucking Christ! There is a goddess amongst us, honey. I mean, she's not in the chat right now, but I mean, the god part of the goddess is there in the form of Drew. Drew, you are a god, motherfucker. Oh wait, I see it now. My wife is a goddess. She created life 3 times. It happened before Faithless Trucker, but I didn't see it come through in the chat. That's weird.
Yeah, it didn't come through in the chat. I looked up.
Yeah, sorry about that, Drew. We're kind of getting towards the end of it here, so if you want to throw in any kind of questions that you might have for me, we got a few minutes here where we can answer some questions. So if you want to do that, please feel free. This was from Friday night stream, and I wanted to include this because I want you guys to help me understand this right here, okay? I am writing this slowly because I know you can't read fast. If the atmosphere is moving with us at 1,000 miles per hour, how is it possible for a flight traveling at 500 miles per hour to reach its destination? A helicopter should only have to hover for an hour and end up 1,000 miles away. You don't make any sense. Now, I read that slow because he said that he is writing it slowly. That's how I knew to read it slowly. But how in the world do you convey that you're writing something very slow? Other than saying I'm writing this slowly. Like, I can read it at the same speed. It doesn't matter how fast I'm reading it.
It's also...
He's not... Well, no, he's typing. Michael Jordan asked in the comments there, what is your favorite Flurf idiot? I would probably have to say right now my favorite one is Red Pill Philosophy. That's my favorite one because he looks like a 60s like villain.
Oh, is that one you did? You did the thing on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, bless his heart.
Bless his heart. But yeah, okay, so for his actual question right there, the atmosphere is moving with the spin of the Earth, but I mean, it's the rotational speed that you really got to think about there. So it's actually not spinning all that fast. Like with reference to a reference point either at the center of the Earth or outside the Earth, sure, it's moving kind of fast. But right there at the surface, I mean, it's not really moving that fast. So, I mean, the atmosphere isn't moving at 1,000 miles per hour, and I would say that inertia is the reason why, you know, things can keep going a certain speed, you know, once it's taken off or whatnot. Ultimately, it's gravity that keeps everything in that sphere of influence that allows things to stay going in the same direction. Because, like, or stay going the same speed. Because, like, if you go up far enough into, like, the atmosphere, then you'll be moving at a different speed than the Earth is moving, because you'll just be going faster. Because that force of gravity is different up there. And then the helicopters, they don't have to, you know, they don't just hover for an hour and then sit back down and like they're 1,000 miles away. For one thing, the angular, you know, speed of the Earth, of course, is very, very slow, so you wouldn't be able to detect that amount of like movement. Also, the helicopter is moving along with the Earth because it's already moving at that angular speed or whatnot. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors here that you're really not taking into account. You're not really thinking about a lot of things. I still have to call you a fucking idiot, though.
Ding. I'm on it this time.
I know you are, baby. So, all right. I think that's going to be it for tonight as far as the comments go. We've got a few minutes where we can answer some questions which you guys have it in there. JK, yeah, it's 15 degrees an hour is the turn of the Earth. Rotation. 15-degree rotation per hour. I always fuck that up for some reason. Reese asked, did it buy anything at the Ark Park? We bought a Christmas ornament. Yeah, the cheapest thing that we could fucking find there is what we bought because we didn't want to give them any more fucking money. We saw little kids going around that place and we were pissed off.
Yeah, but there weren't very many little kids because there wasn't anybody there.
Yeah.
I can't wait until we get the vlog out and you can see how no people were there.
Yeah, I can't wait for that either. Godless Island, why you kink shame by coming into the win? Oh, fuck, I'm sorry, Godless Island. I didn't realize you partook in that. Quentin Van Boeven, Godless Engineer, we need to know, does the QR code in your pic lead to anywhere? Yeah, it actually leads to the website, which I haven't really been utilizing all that much lately. It's godlessengineering.com. It just goes there. Now, when I created the QR code, it worked. But, see, the thing is that these social media sites have these different compression schemes that will sometimes screw up the actual picture. And so it may not always work on every platform, but I know that there are some readers that can still read it, even though they have fucked with the compression and shit. Oh, okay. Here it is. Here's the ornament that we're gonna put on our tree, I guess.
It was $8. Hey, we have a Creation Museum ornament.
We do. We have a Creation Museum ornament, and actually we have a Creation Museum mug too that I drink out of sometimes.
But that was really cool. That's the dragon.
It is a dragon one. I bought it for the dragon reason. Let's see. Chrismer says, "Hey, Godless Engineer, I said it before, but I don't think you saw it. Hylozoanism is one of the world's oldest religions that believe everything is alive. Hence my comment." Oh, okay. That's cool. I didn't know that. But today hold on, I gotta get my thing. Today I learned chords. Peach Keen said, "Where did your beer come from? Local brewery?" Actually, this came from Kentucky. And so, yeah, hipster repellent. It's pretty good. Fall City beer from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. Not Louisville.
Whatever. I'm not from Kentucky.
Oh no, Reese, it cost $8.
$8.
$8.
What did he think?
At 80.
80. No, fuck no. Ragical the Unhallowed Knight says, "I gotta go, have fun. See you there later, Ragical." Let's see. Jane Pewsecker says, "What's your take on the God particle argument?" I'm not exactly sure what that is exactly, other than like somebody called it the God particle and therefore that proves God, maybe. If that's what it is, then it's really poor thing, because like somebody just said God particle, but it's really the Higgs boson. And so just because somebody gives it some kind of weird name doesn't mean that it proves God, is what I would say. But I appreciate the question. Thank you for asking that, Jane. Ronald Papel, Godless Engineer, if I become your exclusive troll, will you read my comments? I promise to keep them short and stupid. Ronald, I mean, if you can mask it well enough to where I can't notice, I mean, sure. Sometimes people try to do it, but they're pretty obvious about it. And sometimes they're really funny, and then sometimes I want to include them, but I just don't have time.
Quentin, it's not a paper ornament, it's wood.
It is, yes, Quentin, it is a wood ornament, and I believe I bought that not with shill money, but with regular job money. Teresa Ferries, Godless Engineer, one of the few times my mom said I need a drink was driving through a dry county in Kentucky.
Man, I want to tell y'all, on the way up there, I don't know if it's because of when we left, that it was trying to get us away from business traffic in Chattanooga and Nashville, but we took all like back ass country roads with no fucking guardrails the whole way to Lexington. Except for like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty
terrible.
crazy. The entire time, Casey was like, "Get in the fucking middle of the road." I'm like, "This entire time, woman, you have been telling me don't get in the middle of the road. Pick a fucking lane." And then we get on this road, and it's like, drive in the middle of it.
Well, there were no cars coming the other damn direction.
I know.
And if you just get your tire just a little bit off the side of the right on those back Kentucky roads, anybody who knows them knows, your tire slides off just a little bit and you're done. You're down the hill.
Yeah. Recess, can you give me a brief rundown on your take on the Pliny's BS on Jesus? So Pliny the Younger was a governor or something like that of a province right next to Tacitus at the time. And he was interrogating Christians. And so, I mean, he just got his information from Christians. And this was happening in the 2nd century. So, I mean, all Pliny does is say that, oh, Christians existed in the 2nd century. And it's like, nobody disputes that. So I don't even know why that would be a thing. So that would be Pliny the Younger. Then there's Pliny the Elder, who is the actual uncle of Pliny the Younger. Pliny the Elder would have actually known about Jesus being executed and all that kind of shit because he was in the area at the time, and he would have definitely told people about that whole hoopla, I guess. But Pliny, the Younger, he didn't know anything about Christians until he started interrogating them.
Gary White said, "GE, today I learned there is an IPA called Pliny the Younger."
Oh, really? There's an IPA called Pliny. I gotta drink me some Pliny the Younger. That would be cool. I gotta find that shit.
No, Quentin, we did not get fudge at the Ark. I live with a diabetic.
Yeah. I saw the fudge and we marveled at its delicious lookingness, but I mean, we couldn't get it. Let's see. Reese said same argument as Tacitus, so lame. Yeah, I would say so. It's pretty lame. Sean Hawkins, this is worth checking out. Deep Dream Generator. I'll definitely check that out. Shit, I lost the chat. Okay. Chip, who's a flat earther, if I'm not mistaken. I would love to see Eric debate Godless Engineer. Godless will get his ass handed to him. Probably too afraid, though. Shame. Yeah, Eric Dubay is too afraid. So I would agree with you, Chip. Eric Dubay is too afraid to debate me.
I'm sorry, I can't take any of these flat earth people seriously.
Yeah.
They don't beat anybody in debates. They beat themselves.
Yeah.
Like, all they have to do is start talking, and the other person doesn't even have to say anything.
I agree. Say, GE, the Arc Fudge is sugar and calorie free. What?
No, it isn't.
Mrs. Snarky said the fudge is probably made of bullshit, just like the Ark.
I don't know, but it looked delicious. And when we were walking through, were we on deck 1 or deck 2 when we smelled them baking brownies?
We were on deck 1.
Oh my god, they smelled so good, but I never did look to see where they were at.
Yeah.
I don't know who they were baking them for.
Yeah, I don't know. There was literally no. You guys are gonna love the video I'm gonna put together for it. I got to start writing up the whole script for it now, though. Terrence, yep, I saw someone with Pliny the Younger shirt at a local university. I was really confused and disappointed it wasn't a Greek philosopher fan club.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, Team Skeptic, lol. Eric Dubay, butterflies can't fly, lol. Oh, look, Chip, he acknowledged your dumb comment.
Well, he said earlier if you would shout him out, he'd give you $50. So, you owe him $50.
Oh, fuck! Chip, you owe me $50 fucking dollars. Super chat that shit, bitch. Want my money. I won't say that. The lawyers have advised me not to threaten to break their kneecaps. Check out Dr. Hector Avalos, Godless Engineer. I really enjoy him. I will definitely do that, Reese. Appreciate it. Butterfalls.
Oh, and another interesting thing about the Ark that people may not know, which we did not know until we got there, they are building new attractions, including the Tower of Babel.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my god, I can't fucking wait for that.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Tower of Babel to be done, because I mean, honestly, you can only stack bullshit so high before it crumbles, and I'm just waiting for it to crumble at some point. you know it's not going to make it all the way to like phase whatever the fuck they got planned out. It's going to crumble way before then, but I wonder if it's going to be before the Tower of Babel is done.
I do have to say, though, the structure, like, itself is quite impressive. Like, inside, it's really beautiful. The like, wooden structure. What they're using it for is appalling. But the outside has been terribly weathered. It's not standing up well.
No, it's really not. It's getting
like
really
gray.
weathered. It is.
Yeah, the pictures you see of it where it's like this really pretty oak color, it is not. It is like grayish green.
Yeah, it is. And Chip's not going to pay up. I'm not expecting him to pay up because, I mean, it's an empty thing by a flat earther. I mean, they put up, you know, all these challenges that have, you know, such a large sum of money. And I'm always discouraged to actually do what they want because they're not going to pay. And just like with what happened with Wolfie, I mean, that guy's not going to pay. And just like Chip's not going to pay because that requires Chip having $50. Well, heathens, that's going to be it for tonight. I hope that you enjoyed it, which we will actually switch to the end card right now. Thank you, heathens, for tuning in tonight. Chip! Alright, sorry, hold on. Chip here says, I promised 50, but you only deserve 2. What the fuck? No, Chip, you said 50. It doesn't matter what I fucking deserve. You owe me 48. Well, I mean, you gave me 2 pounds. So, I mean, I don't know what that translates to in American, but you owe me whatever 50 minus that particular amount is, okay? Now, listen, I'm gonna be looking out for you. Every stream I see you in, I'm gonna be like, "Where's my money?" And I'm gonna post a picture of like Stewie or something, and he's gonna have a bat, and he's gonna be like, "Where's my money?"
2 pounds every stream, Chip. 2 pounds every stream until you pay it off.
Yep, 2 pounds. That's what it costs. And now there's interest. Thank you so much. Anyways, okay, so let me get back to the end card. Thank you, heathens, for joining in tonight. If you will, please go down there and leave me a comment if you're watching this on the rerun or whatever, and I would really appreciate it. While you're down there, make sure you smash that like button. Tell Chip to pay GE, motherfucker. And I hope that you will subscribe to this kind of live stream. Don't forget to stand up, use your voice, and I will see you, heathens, later. I will see you, heathens, later, yeah.
Bye, y'all. God damn it. You keep playing the ukulele and I can't say my line.
I love the uke.
I can't say my line.
Bye, heathens.